Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. There were a small number of portion markings on, I think, 3 of the documents.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Comey is back in the news, at least this news, because I've busted Comey for lying. Now, I busted Comey. I was looking at another tape, the last video, where Comey was making the point that, from the standpoint of the DNC leaks, I did not see any, based on the DNC leaks, Comey was making the point in the last video, basically, that he never actually accessed the servers, that the only information that he had came from Crowdstrike. Well, Crowdstrike, based on a testimony that was just released, where you could actually see Sean Henry, the president at the time of Crowdstrike, basically say, we don't know if anything was exfiltrated, let alone whether the Russians did it. Well, that's pretty big news, going all the way back to 2017, when we were made aware of this. The catch here is this was buried in congressional testimony and only came out over the last few days. Here's the catch. In that exact same testimony with Burr, where Burr is questioning Comey on the DNC leaks, there's something else that Comey said in this, that if I'm right, and if this video is right, Comey just lied. Welcome to the soapbox. My name is Jamal Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you dig this content, please like, share, subscribe. You can always support PayPal, Patreon. I'm not going to keep this video long, but I was watching the video with Burr and Comey as they were going through the thing of the DNC servers. Comey says something else in this video that directly contradicts basically what Crowdstrike is saying. Now, since the FBI got their information from Crowdstrike, and the only way the FBI would know anything is based on what Crowdstrike said, because based on Comey's testimony here, they never actually got their hands on the servers. Well, that means that Crowdstrike is the one that is correct in this. And that, again, the only information that Comey or the FBI would have had would have been the information that Crowdstrike gave them, because Crowdstrike was the one who actually did the investigation, redacted some of the information, and gave the redacted information to the FBI. Yes, that's astonishing. The FBI had information redacted to them. But that is indeed what took place. Roger Stone and counsel in court was arguing for the unredacted information from Crowdstrike, meaning that the FBI had redacted info. So this is the video, Burr, Comey. Listen to what Comey says here. It's very important. And listen to the question that Burr asked him.
Did you become aware that data had been exfiltrated?
I'm not sure exactly. I think either late 15 or early 16.
And did you, the director of the FBI, have conversations with the last administration about the risk that this posed?
Yes.
And share with us, if you will, what actions they took.
Well, the FBI had already undertaken an effort to notify all the victims, and that's what we consider the entities that were attacked as part of this massive spear phishing campaign. And so we notified them in an effort to disrupt what might be ongoing.
Now, let's be clear here. In Operation Hurricane that the FBI was running, they did not tell Trump about Carter Page, did not tell Trump about Flynn. It was only at the point where the FBI was ready to go after Flynn, trying to make the choice on whether they wanted to get him fired or get him in prison, meaning locked up, hooked on some kind of charge, that the Trump administration became overtly aware of this. You must understand how weird this is. The Obama administration told the FBI to basically keep the new administration in the dark on what was supposed to be an attack on this government by the Russian government using Facebook, Twitter ads, and apparently intruding upon the DNC servers. But here's the catch. Did you hear what Comey said? He said based on the question, let him repeat the question. When did you become aware that data from the DNC had been exfiltrated? Let's hear the question again. This is very important.
When did you become aware that data had been exfiltrated?
I'm not sure exactly. I think either late 15 or early 16.
And did
Late 15, early 16. Here's the catch. Right here. Mr. Schiff, and to the best of your recollection, when would that have been? Mr. Henry, president of Crowdstrike, again, FBI, Comey's organization, got their information from Crowdstrike, so the only thing that Comey knows is what Crowdstrike knows. Counsel just reminded me that as it relates to the DNC, we have indicators that the data was exfiltrated. We did not have concrete evidence that data was exfiltrated from the DNC, but we do have indicators that it was exfiltrated. And the indicators that it was exfiltrated, when does it indicate that would have taken place? Again, it's in the report. I believe April of 2016. I'm confused of the date. I think it was April, but it's in the report. It provides a report on 2016, April 22nd, data stage for the exfiltration Fancy Bear actor. Now, the catch here is over and over again, when this kept coming up, Henry kept making the point that we don't know that data was taken. We have no evidence that data was taken. Let's keep going. Henry, same person, President Crowdstrike. There are times when we can see data exfiltrated and we can say conclusively, but in this case, it appears it was set up to be exfiltrated, but we don't have any evidence that says it actually left. Again, we have no evidence to say that data was actually taken. Even in the Mueller investigation, Mueller makes the argument appears. He says appears. That weasel word, as one of my subscribers called it, appears to be taken. But they don't necessarily know as a flat fact. Here it is again. Same Henry. There's circumstantial evidence that the data was exfiltrated off the network. We said the data left based on circumstantial evidence. That was a conclusion that we made. Mr. Stewart of Utah. Okay, what about the emails that everyone is, knowledgeable of? Were there also indicators that they were prepared, but evidence that they weren't actually exfiltrated? There's not evidence that they were actually exfiltrated. There's circumstantial evidence, but no evidence that they were actually exfiltrated. Let's hear Comey again answer this question about when did he find out that data was exfiltrated from the DNC emails. Meaning the only way that Comey could really answer this question honestly is to say, well, we have no conclusive evidence that any data was exfiltrated from the DNC. It just looks like it might have been set up for, but we have no evidence to say such. That's the only way Comey can answer this. Let's hear Comey's question. Answer.
It's at least hundreds. It's at least hundreds.
when did you become aware that data had been exfiltrated?
I'm not sure exactly. I think either late 15 or early 16.
And did
Again,
you, the director of the FBI?
there is no evidence that data has been exfiltrated. Now, Comey may be able to make the argument that, okay, well, look, I became aware that there was indications of such. And you can, have that fig leaf. But at the end of the day, Crowdstrike had said that they had no evidence that data was exfiltrated. It just looked like it was. It had the appearance. And so because of the appearance that it was set up to be exfiltrated, they went with the idea that it's exfiltrated. I hope you understand what I mean. I make the very basic point that because Crowdstrike couldn't give a conclusive indication that data had been taken, there's no way for Comey to answer this question in the affirmative in any way at all, saying that data was exfiltrated. The FBI in this case, relying on Crowdstrike, has no evidence attesting to such, because Crowdstrike has no evidence attesting to such. Comey, in this case, is being implicitly, or at the very least passively, dishonest. I'll leave it here. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Like, share, and of course, subscribe.